What's good, YouTube? It's ER King here, and today I'm going to be giving you incoming freshman advice for your first year of college. So right now, actually, I am about to be going into my sophomore year of college, so I'm about to give you some advice that actually probably would have helped me a lot more if maybe I had watched a YouTube video about this. Because that first year, it was super fun, but at the same time, that first semester wasn't the best because and when you first get there, it's kind of overwhelming because like it's a lot of y'all's first real taste of freedom. Your parents are hounding you every day at home, do this, do that, all this, that, and the third. But then as soon as you get to school, you're by yourself, so you don't have to necessarily answer to nobody at the moment. Like obviously you still have parents that are gonna ask probably about your grades or ask how you're doing or like making sure you're taken care of and all that, but for the most part you're on your own. For a lot of you guys, it's going to be like your first year of really being an adult and getting out into the world to see how it really is. Now the biggest thing that I struggled with, and I still struggle with now, and I'm honestly probably gonna never change that much, is procrastination. Because procrastination in college will kill you. It's not high school no more. It's no trying to sweet talk your teachers into asking, can you get an extension or this, that. It's none of that. It's hard due dates unless something really comes up. Like this year, I'm not gonna lie, since I went to school during COVID, I kind of used that to my advantage. I would tell my teachers like, oh, I came down with COVID or something like that. That's why I couldn't make it to class. But then once you do that, I couldn't keep using that excuse over and over again because clearly someone's not going to keep catching COVID throughout the whole year. So I actually got to use that. I got to use it twice because I did catch COVID and I signed it with the school. But before that, I kind of used it. When I did that, I kind of got backed up on homework. So just don't procrastinate. But I will say my golden thing is if you're going to procrastinate, and don't take my advice on this at all. Don't take my advice on this, but this is just me. Look, if you're gonna procrastinate, look at the assignment ahead of time. Do not just look at it like 30 minutes before it's due, because then what if you gotta write like a whole essay or something, or like the problems are harder than what you thought? Then now you're struggling to get it done. But to add on to that, I'm gonna say, look, if you wait minutes before it's due, it only takes minutes to do. And take that with a grain of salt. Don't listen to me. I'm just saying, if you want to listen to me, which you shouldn't, do that, because it doesn't help. But if you have a class that's not necessarily hard and you kind of could just like BS your way through it, then I guess that could work for you. Alright, so the second thing on this list is do not be afraid to ask for help. Because if you're afraid to ask for help, you're going to start failing your classes and you're going to be struggling through school. It doesn't matter who you ask. You can ask a counselor, you can ask the teacher, you can even ask a roommate or some friends that you know that are good with the subject, or go to tutoring. Literally, tutoring at a lot of schools is free and they are there to help. So if you're too embarrassed to maybe ask your teacher, ask the tutors. Like at my school, I never really necessarily used the tutors. I would ask my teachers, but my roommate, he's in engineering right now. So he actually like went to tutoring and stuff, and they were all pretty chill. You actually get to meet some like new people, even though this year because of COVID it was through Zoom. But other than that, you get to meet some new people around campus also when you do stuff like that. Look, I know it's a lot of studious people out there. I think I said that right, but it doesn't matter. But I know there's a lot of you guys who like to study and do all this and that. Do not make a heavy workload. It will be so bad for you when you get to school. Like I'm trying to tell you, when you have a heavy workload and you're trying to be on top of everything in class, you're not going to have time to make those connections with people that you might need when you get out of school. You're not going to have time to do anything. You're going to be only doing work if your workload is too heavy. Like a friend of mine at school, he had I think about 6 classes his first semester, and he was in I can't remember, I think it might have been engineering too. He was in these classes, he was stressed out, and nothing came out good for him at the end of it because he was way overworked. And on the weekends, he would be stressed out trying to get homework and get ahead of homework. Instead of trying to have a little fun on the weekends and hang out with friends and party and do stuff, he was stressed out trying to finish homework, and he was just tired every day of the week, groggy and stuff, because his workload was way too heavy for him. One of the first things you actually should do when you first get on campus is find out how to join organizations and join those pretty quick. because it can actually help you build connections around campus and you get to just meet more people. The more people you know, in my opinion, is better, because I'm not gonna say I have a lot of friends on campus, but I know a lot of people to where if something's going on, like an event or like a party maybe, then you can see it, you can have them on Snapchat, you'll be able to go to stuff and bring your friends, and you can just have a lot more fun on campus when you have more connections. Next thing on my list is when you get into a class, either make a group chat for that class or ask people, do they have a group chat for it already? Because that will help you out a lot. I can't necessarily say I joined the group chat myself. I always just had at least 1 or 2 friends that were actually in the class, but my friend, she joined it. She joined some group chats and it really helped her out because they get to talk about the test, and then it eases your worries, because if a test seems really stressful to you, then you can go in the chat and see what other people are saying, or you could express your opinion, and then if people agree with you, you guys can all kind of present that to the professor, so then the professor knows like, oh wow, like this is actually, I'm getting out of hand maybe, or maybe this was too hard for them, or maybe I need to evaluate myself. So like to have that little, like, what is it called, like a union group basically against a teacher. Next thing I'm gonna say hit me real hard is I'm gonna say eat well, because that freshman 15 that freshman 15 is real. Literally, you're getting to school, and I know a lot. I know some of y'all probably had a lot of food at home, some maybe didn't, who knows, but besides that, when you get to school and you get to eat whenever you want, most likely at my school we had a 4 meals per day plan, but 4 meals per day, and then there's just food everywhere on campus. You can eat whatever you want, a lot of calories, carbs, and all of that. When you get to that school and you get that freedom, that opportunity to just go crazy with food, I'm not gonna say don't take it, but pay attention to your weight and work out, because literally I went into school weighing 180, and I'm 6'1", so 180 for me was about a good size. I went into school weighing 180, and now I'm 200 pounds, and it's been hard for me to, I had previously, before that I was 200, got down to 180. Then me being at school and then COVID happening, you couldn't really work out unless you ran outside. And my school is close to the north of Michigan, so, and it's by a lake, so it was extremely cold. I wasn't running outside, that just wasn't it. And the gym was packed and you couldn't barely get in there because everything is blocked off except like 2 machines. You couldn't play basketball, you couldn't do none of that. So all I'm saying is pay attention to your weight, because overeating is real. I've seen a lot of people gain weight. My roommate even gained weight, and through that second semester we were literally working out to try to lose weight again. It was ridiculous on how crazy big we got. Next thing I'm gonna say is advice that I wish someone had told me. At the same time, I kind of have insomnia, so it kind of probably wouldn't help me, but all I'm gonna say is get great sleep, because my classes were at 8 o'clock every day except the weekends and then Thursday, and literally that was a killer because I would stay up till like 4 o'clock. Then I have to wake up at 8, and the only reason I woke up at 8 was because my classes were on Zoom, so I really didn't have to necessarily walk to class. So it was terrible because I would be groggy, tired. Sometimes I even fell asleep in class, and literally I remember one time I fell asleep in class, never got off for like 2 hours later, and the teacher was still in the room, had her camera on, which was really weird. But I had my camera turned off, she couldn't see me, and she was like, Iman, and then she had emailed me too. It was a crazy thing, and then I had lost points for that week because I was asleep during class. She found out because I wasn't answering questions and participating. Do not stay up late during the week. Try to get a good little sleep schedule because it will really help out, and try to get later classes in the day if you're not a morning person. Alright, after that, you need to talk to your professors. Introduce yourself on the first day of class. That's actually what I learned in high school, because it really comes in handy throughout the year. Because in high school, I remember I would introduce myself on the first day and try to make friends with them. And clearly in high school, you're going to see those teachers all over again, so they can help you out. But in college, it's a really big deal, because literally introduce myself the first day, because I had some in-person classes. So those classes I did have, I went up to the professor, introduced myself, and told them, and I'll talk to them and stuff. So like if you ever need to miss class, or you're late on an assignment, or you know you're not going to turn the assignment in on time, you can email them and they can have you in mind, like, oh, I remember meeting them and try to make yourself really presentable when you actually introduce yourself. I'm not gonna say don't be true to yourself, but present yourself in a better way so they can like really get to know you. Well, not get to know you, but have like a better picture of you in their head. So when they see that email of like, oh, may I turn this in late or something, they'll be like, okay, I won't take any points off, or okay, you can turn it late, or I'll give you a bigger extension, because that really helped out for me. Next thing I'm gonna say is take care of your mental health, because for a lot of you, it's gonna be your first time ever away from home. Maybe some of you guys are homebodies and you love to be home, or you are a mama boy, daddy girl, this and that. You're gonna wanna come home a lot. So taking care of your mental health is actually really good. And with all the stress of assignments due and all this, like taking exams, you're gonna need to take breaks. Like, take breaks. When you're doing homework, don't sit there 3 hours straight unless something is due that night. Do not sit there 3 hours straight doing an assignment without taking a break. It will literally kill you. I can tell you that personally, that it's the worst feeling ever, because when you get done, all you want to do is go to sleep, and you're not going to want to do nothing for the rest of the day. Even if you started earlier in the day, literally take care of that mental health, because it will come in handy. Like, literally, I'm not going to lie, when I first got up there, it wasn't that I was a homebody. It was more the fact of like, man, I can't talk to my brother, my mom, my dad, or I can't like tell them that. And I'm just now kind of introducing myself to my roommate, so I'm not going to tell him all this stuff. And phone calls really don't work for me. So it was kind of like me battling in my head, just being there alone. And then you start just not wanting to be there anymore. So then I had to like really just sit there and like sit down and like I had to kind of sit down and talk to myself. Like, okay, man, you need to get this together. Come on, you can literally do better for yourself. So what I started doing was just making sure I try to come up with like a routine. Wake up early, try to go to bed at a reasonable time, wake up early, get up, brush my teeth, eat, and then during that second semester I would work out in the morning and stuff, and it gives you energy during the day, and it actually improves your mood too. Now this one's kind of funny, but literally learn ways to make money on campus. If that's either getting an on-campus job, getting an off-campus job, door dashing, that's what I did, door dashing, or Ubering, you're doing something to get that extra money, or become a YouTuber and meet the criteria and stuff and get that money. Vlog your college experience, what I should have been doing, but because of COVID, I was kind of scared to record parties because I didn't want nobody to get in trouble at the school, and I didn't want people to be talking on my comments, oh, you're going out without a mask, this and that. Literally, you need to find ways to make money, because you don't want to be that guy who's steady asking people to borrow money. Like, maybe you want to go out and party, you need to buy some drinks or something. Like, you don't want to be asking your roommate or people, oh, can I borrow this money until I can get it? Or you don't want to be calling home every single week to ask for money, and then you're blowing the money on alcohol, or you blowing it on something else, weed, this and that. Make your own money so you don't have to ask nobody for nothing, and people can actually stay out your business. And for me, when I told y'all I DoorDash, that was probably the best option for me, because you can DoorDash anytime you want to, and you don't have to deal with a set schedule. And I don't know about where your guys' school is, but my school is by Grand Rapids, and Grand Rapids is a really large city. I think it's the second biggest one in Michigan. So I made a lot of money. I probably could DoorDash for about 4 or 5 hours and make $100 easy. And literally, I'll probably just do that one day throughout the week or 2 days throughout the week. And then on the weekends, whatever I need to do. Sometimes I'll go bowling or going out to party. You can go and buy whatever you need and stuff like that. Or you can buy food on campus, because maybe the food that you want on campus, it doesn't come with your meal plan. So then you go buy food. And I'm going to tell y'all, you're going to get tired of your food on campus, because it's most likely going to be a repeated thing. And that it starts to get tiring. My school, because of COVID, I don't know personally, it was like it closed at 12 at night and stuff, and so you couldn't eat past 12. So if you're up on a Friday night hanging out with friends, you're gonna need some money to go get some food. Or we only had like the same 4 places we can go to unless you wanted to walk far, and those places close extremely early in the day, like 6 o'clock. So you're eating at the same 4 spots and you keep trying to rotate the food. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna help. So you're really gonna need that money to go out and get that food or buy what you want. Alright, and the last thing I'm gonna say is go out, make memories, and have fun, and do not care what no one thinks about you, because you're at a college. Literally, you can do whatever, when I mean whatever, you can do most of the things that you want to do. Don't be out there doing ridiculously stupid stuff and get banned from the school or get an NTR, get in trouble with the police. But just go out there and have fun, because most likely everyone's going to be on the same type of tip as you. And literally, if people aren't the same tip as you, forget them. You don't have to see them again. You're on a campus. Literally, there's been times where it was some people I was around and I didn't really mess with because they were doing some weird stuff, or they just didn't like what I was doing, which I don't do nothing crazy. And literally, I don't think I've ever seen them again. I might have seen them like once or twice, but at this point, you guys are most likely 18, 19, going into your freshman year, maybe 20. You literally don't ever have to see them again. You don't gotta worry about it. It's not like high school where you go into the same, like, you're in the same super small area as them. Only thing, don't make enemies with your neighbors, because that would be terrible. Me and my roommate, we actually we would throw like little dorm parties or whatever, so we tried to make friends with all our neighbors. So if we're being loud and obnoxious, or we had a basketball hoop in our room too, so we'll be dunking and being extremely loud, talking stuff to each other and all that, they really wouldn't care. They'll just be like, oh, we know them, that they're real cool and stuff like that. So just go out and make memories and have fun. Ooh, and one last thing, this is the last thing, do not drink anything that's open, that you didn't see get put open. And do not, if you leave a drink out and then you come back to it, don't drink it. Don't trust it. People will offer you stuff. Don't just be like, no, I'm good, I have my own. Or get it from a trusted friend. And when I mean a trusted friend, I mean someone like your best friends up there, like your small friend group. And some of them can't even be trusted. Always make sure that you see the little crack and you hear it from the bottle, because you do not want to go out there. People be putting crazy stuff in drinks. I literally remember being at a party, and it was funny. My roommate actually told me what happened. He literally told me that he went downstairs into this room and that they locked the door behind him, and he was looking around crazy like, why'd you lock it? And they wouldn't let him leave, and they were doing lines of, you could figure out, they was doing some lines down there, and they was doing lines and he couldn't leave because they was like, bro, you can't leave, we can't have nobody coming in here. And we was at the Sprout House. So I'm gonna say, just watch your surroundings and don't drink nothing that no one gives you. Don't trust it. People be putting crazy stuff. People be putting Molly, Coke, Perks. You don't know what they put in their water either. Drinks. People be doing stupid stuff. Stupidest thing I've seen somebody doing. Somebody was helping laughing, guys, bro. Bro, and he gonna offer it to me. I almost wanted to. He gonna offer that to me, and I just looked at him like I was really about to rock, bro. That I didn't like that, cause why would you offer me some laughing, guys? That sounds dumb. That's really stupid. Like, don't ever offer me nothing like that. Alright, but that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and comment down below if this advice helps you, if you see it in the future during your freshman year, and that because you need like a little refresher, you need something to help you. Comment down below if this video helped. And it's here King, I'm out.